Hi, you guys. It's your girl Jackie, and yes, I'm back with another review for The Chi, our favorite show. um, Welcome back, everybody that's been tuning into my videos, and if you're new, welcome. Like I always do, before I start my reviews, I just want to let you guys make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you hit that notification bell so you can get my videos every time that they drop. And without further ado, please let's get into this review. So first, I want to start off with Keisha, and I'm not gonna go in order. I'm just gonna go through each characters and go through everything that they went through in throughout the episode. So starting with Keisha, when we first see her, we see her talking to Nina in her room. She's getting the baby's things together, and Nina's like, Octavia would have given her, you know, given the baby a good life. And Keisha was like, well, Ma, Octavia said she understood my decision. And she was like, well, what else is she supposed to say, Keisha? And she was like, why are you trying to guilt me out of my decision? She was like, I want you to understand what it is that you're doing. She was like, I do, Ma. And she was like, well, have you even, started to ask yourself the big questions? And she was like what? And she was like, what are you going to do when that child starts to look like his daddy? And she was like, really, Ma? And I was like, kind of with Keisha, like, for real, but then at the same time, I hear Nina, you know what I'm saying? Because that baby, he might grow up to look just like your rapist. Are you going to be able to deal with that? Or are you going to start treating that child like you can't stand him because of how he looks and who he looks like? Um, that was a valid question to ask, but at the same time, it's like she made her decision. She wants her child. She loves that child. And so do you, like she said. And she was like, yeah. And she's like, well, that's all that matters. And that is all that matters. If that's the way it stays, even after he starts looking like you're a rapist, you know what I'm saying? Um, all in all, it's a tough decision. And, she had to make it. And so later on, we see Nina talking to Dre. And she was like, that the people are coming over to bring her stuff for the baby or whatever like that. And Dre's like, a baby shower? She was like, she don't want to call it that. And she was like, Dre was like, well, if people coming over with gifts, then that's a baby shower. And we like, Dre, we know this, okay? Like, she don't want to call it that, then she ain't got to call it that, okay? And so we see Emmett and Tiff coming over and to bring some gifts. And Jada. And, she has this village around her. And they're asking her what she's going to name the child. And she's like, I don't know. I guess it'll come to me or whatever. And later on, we see she was having a dream or whatever. And she woke up, and we saw at the end of the episode that she ended up naming the baby Ronnie, which I knew she was going to do anyway. I was like, as soon as, especially after that conversation that she was having with Jada, and she was like, explain why she named Emmett because of Emmett Till, and she's like, she just felt like she wanted to carry that that honor that man's legacy. You know what I'm saying? So that's why she named Emmett what she named him. And so I kind of figured that she was gonna name her baby Ronnie to honor Ronnie's legacy, because he saved her life. So, I really enjoyed everything that happened with Keisha, and I can't wait to see what else she's going to, deal with the rest of this season. Now, moving on to Tiff and Emmett. The first time we see them, they're going to Keisha's baby shower, even though that's not what she wants to call it. They're bringing the old high chair, and like some of EJ's old stuff because they don't plan on having any more kids, and EJ can't use the stuff anymore. Um, she Emmett asks Tiff, that he wants to take her out or something like that, and she was like, I actually got plans. He was like with Dante, and she was like, if I was gonna be, fucking Dante, that's what I would have said. Um, and she was like, I was actually supposed to meet Dom or whatever, for this party or whatever like that, to get some new clients or whatever like that. But she had to do something, and he was like, "What kind of party is it or whatever?" I guess like she ended up telling him like it was like a sex party or whatever. And he was like, "I don't know if I want you going to no sex party without me or whatever." And she was like, "Well, you can come." He was like, "Nah, I'm good or whatever like that. I don't want to go to no sex party." And that was kind of like the end of it then. And then they came in and they gave Keisha her the things and stuff like that for the baby. Now, while they're in there, there was a minute where Emmett and Nina were alone, and she was like, what's that ain't just orange juice in your cup or whatever. And she was like, what, you want one or something? And he was like, yeah, shoot. So they started drinking or whatever. And then, eventually Emmett is like, I know that look. And he's like, what? He was like, you trying to drink to forget something. And she was like, what you talking about? He was like, I don't know. I just know I know that look. You know what I'm saying? Like, you feeling guilty about something. Like, you just need to confess. And she was like, who you would talk to, boy? I was rolling. I said, what? He was like, who you were talking to? And so he was like, no, like, I just know that look. And he was like, you just got to confess, you just got to, say what happened. And so after that, later on, we see Tiffany again, and she asked him again if he wants to come with her, and he was like, you know what, yeah, I'll go. And so they end up going to this party, child. And oh yeah, I forgot. Emmett wanted to name the damn baby Quavo. I was like, boy, Quavo, really, Emmett? I just thought I'd throw that up in there because I was just like, what? No, I wish she wouldn't name the damn baby Quavo. Anyway, going back to them, going to this sex party or whatever. So they up in there, and it's a lot of crazy shit going on there, and I just say it was interesting, but after the lady came out and said her piece or whatever like that, one of the guys came up to Tiff and was like, are you on the menu or whatever? And she was like, no, I'm not, and stuff like that. And he was like, I wish you were. And she was like, maybe next time, we the bam. And he was like, okay, and walked off. We see Emmy, he downstairs where he came up on these two females. Looking at them, I guess he was trying to get up into something. And they was like, oh no, cis dudes can't be up in this or something like that. He was like, what's that? Am I cis dude? Is that me? like, and stuff like that. And he was like, well, can I watch you? They was like, no. I was like, wow. So then eventually he finds, Tiff or whatever like that, and I'm talking about that, he wanted to try something with her or something like that. And she was like, okay. And she kept hitting him with doggone whip. Whatever it is she had in her hand. And later on, we see the lady that was talking in the beginning, and I think it was the guy that came and hit on Tiff. And they were talking to him about swinging and stuff like that. And Emmy was like, well, it seemed interesting, but I don't know about all that and stuff like that. And I think that they were thinking about trying to spice things up between themselves, but I don't know if they were really contemplating doing something with another couple. So I guess we'll see what Eminem and Tiff gonna get into down the line or whatever. But it's some crazy stuff. Now I want to jump over to Jada. When we first see her, we see that she's going through it with her hair, and it's a very emotional scene. Her hair is starting to come out, and she makes the very emotional move to just shave all her hair off, and we see how heartbreaking it was for her to do that, because for a lot of women, especially black women, their hair is their crown. And for a black woman, to have to shave her hair off her head, a lot of the times it's a hard thing to do, given how long a lot of us, how long it takes a lot of us to grow our hair out and things like that. Um, a lot of us have long journeys with our hair, so it's our hair is our pride. It's our, it's like I said, it's our crown. Um, so for us to have to, go through anything like that and have to, make that decision, like go ahead and just like, I'm just gonna shave it off because it's falling off anyway. That's a very hard thing. And so I like how they captured her emotion in that scene, and she just went ahead and just went ahead and when she first tried to, did that first shave, and she just broke down like, oh my, I can't believe I gotta do this. And then it just took everything in her, and she was just like, she got up all her strength, and she just went ahead and just shaved everything off and got it over with. And my heart, man, I'm just, Jada going through it, and I hate that she going through this. And she came to the party, and she looked beautiful with her hair like that, low. Yolanda Ross is already, a gorgeous black woman, and just beautiful, absolutely stunning, and that look just looks stunning on her. And like I said before, when I was talking about Keisha, she told the story about why she named Emmett Emmett. And then we have this scene with her and Nina, and she was telling her like, thank you for lending Dre to me, and you know, you're a good one because it was me. I don't know, I might have thought something was going on between us, and Nina was like, no, that's crazy. And right away, Jada was like, you didn't think that, did you? Like, how would you think that? And she was like, what was I supposed to think, Jada? Like, she was lying and keeping secrets and woo out the bam. And she was like, but you know us. Like, and I'm like, right. That's the part that I could understand. Is like, Jada's not gay. So why would you think that it was anything sexual going on between them? Even if, Dre was lying. You knew that she was lying or whatever like that. You know that her and Jada ain't doing nothing because Jada ain't gay and Jada has a man. So I don't get that part. But, I understand, Drake was lying and stuff, but you should have trusted her enough to know that she wasn't doing that with Jada. You should have trusted Jada. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. To each their own. And so she was like, I think, I made a mistake or whatever. And she was like, well, like what? And she was like, I cheated on Drake. And she was like, and she was like, well, gotta tell her or whatever. And she was like, what if I tell her she leaves me? She was like, well, I've known Drake for a long time, and she's not the type to run away from a situation or something like that. So she was like, okay. And trying to figure out if we've seen Jada any other time in this episode. I don't believe so, but if I'm wrong, y'all just let me know in the comment section, okay? Because I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't remember, but I'm gonna move on. Now, On to Nina and Dre. Okay, so like I told y'all earlier, Nina had these encounters with both Dre and Jada. And they were basically telling her, that she needs to go ahead and, confess or whatever. So, um, Dre's been noticing, ever since, that night that she told, Nina what was going on with Jada, that, every time she tries to touch Nina, she pulling away from her, um, and stuff like that. And she's like, what's wrong? She's like, nothing. And she was like, well, every time I try to touch you, you pull away from me. Like, what's going on? And, she's like, we need to talk. And she was like, okay. And, she was like, what's going on or whatever. And she was like, I love you very much and stuff like that. And she was like, I love you too or whatever. And she was like, she started crying and something like that. And, Dre's like, what's wrong? And, Nina finally tells her, like, I was with someone else. And she was like, what? And she was like, what do you mean you were with someone else? She was like, I'm sorry, I didn't, basically, she thought something was going on with her and Jada or whatever. She didn't say that. She just, when she told her, Drake was like, oh no, 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 no. I'm not gonna lie. Dre's acting in this scene like kind of threw me off. Like I wanted to feel the emotion, but it was like the way she was saying no, no. I was just like, I could take it serious. Like I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I don't know. She could have acted it a little bit better because it was. I don't know. It was weird to me, but all in all, I felt bad for Dre. Um, because she didn't deserve that, even though she was lying to Nina and things like that, but she was doing it to protect her friend, and I think that's why Nina feels so guilty about it, and rightfully so, because what I'm saying, you assume something was going on that wasn't. Um, so after we seen him say, her say no, 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 that was the last time that we seen Nina and Dre. I guess we'll find out, next episode what happened after she told him. Um, well, I know that I just hope that they work it out. I don't, want them to go their separate ways. But I know this is, whew, man, it's tough to hear something like that, and I just hope they work it out. Now, moving on to Kevin, and I think her name is Lene. I'm guessing. If I'm wrong, y'all know what to do. Hit me in that comment section. But I believe her name is Lene. This is Jamal's sister. Um, Kevin runs into her when he's waiting outside. For a video game. Um, when I guess he was waiting out here for hours, and then after they finally come out and say that they sold out, whatever like that, and he's like, man, whatever. But then as he's about to leave, he sees Lene, and so he was like, hi. He's like, your name's Lene, right? And she was like, yeah. He was like, I'm Kevin, and she was like, what you doing here? He was like, I'm just trying to get me a game. And he was like, you got it? And she was like, yeah, I know the owner who at the BAM. And he was like, oh, cool, maybe you could hook me up. And she was like, nah, it don't work like that. And he was like, well, can I at least play with you? And she was like, you play? And he was like, yeah. And she was like, okay, I guess or whatever. And so they end up going to the west side or whatever like that. And they go in, I guess, where she be hanging out at. And somebody in there making some fish. I'm like, ooh, I want some of that catfish shoot. Um, and they go in there and they play the game, whatever, like that. Apparently, she's hard to beat at this game, but Kevin is actually a beast at it too. So they go in there and they're playing, and he actually beats her. And something was like, dang, I thought I was the only one that could beat her. And she looking like, I can't believe he beat me. What the man? You know what I'm saying? Like that. Because Kevin up in there like, shoot, this game right here. This game right here. I said, not Kevin. You supposed to let her win. Well, nah. I was just playing. I was competitive too. Shit. Nah, ain't winning shit. But no. Yeah, he beat her or whatever. So then as they went to a playground, I guess, what after that. And she's like, I can't believe you beat me. And you know what I'm saying? And he was like, well, I guess he was playing the game for a while or whatever. And she was like, mm-hmm. So as they're walking home or whatever like that, Kevin asks her out well like that, and she's like, "You asked me on a date, nigga?" Because I guess he was like, "You want to go to the movies, such and such," and she was like, "I just don't see you like that, but we can play games or whatever," and so she, put her number in his phone or whatever. And he was like, cool, whatever. But you could tell he was like kind of, heartbroken that he was rejected or whatever. And I'm like, well, I think it was good that she rejected him because, he was on a rebound and, he needed to, fall back a little bit, And I do think her and him they could, hit it off, later down the line. But don't use her as a rebound, you know what I'm saying? Don't try to, use her to make nobody jealous either. So, you know, he took the phone number, whatever, and then, went on about his business. Now, moving on to Trig and Duda. At the beginning of the episode, we see them, Trig walking up to Duda's car, and he's like, nigga, we all know you still alive or whatever, bam, stuff like that, and Duda starts laughing and stuff. So, I'm wondering, we probably always wondering, like, what are they doing? Like, why is he meeting him outside or whatever? So they get to walking down the street and they get to talking about, different things. And then we see that they're going to the trap house. Now, when they go in there, Duda tells Nuck that, his services were no longer needed and that he wanted this house clear. He, clean by the end of business or whatever like that. And Nuck gonna say, this, what you just say to me or whatever. And then, he said he wanted, the house, clear by the end of business. And he was like, no, this is my house. And then, child, Duda must have yelled. He was like, shut the fuck up. I said, ooh. Do that. I ain't gonna lie, he made my ass jump. I was like, I do that. Like, he wasn't playing no games. Like, dude. It's like, this nigga Knuckles, your buck had the audacity to talk out inside his mouth. Okay. And so, after that, he told Trig, handle your business or whatever. And he told Nuck that girl's death was going to be on his body. I was like, I know that's right, dude. Tracks an ass. So, Nuck in your butt is in his feelings or whatever. And I'm not going to lie, I'm low-key worried. I don't know if I should be worried about Imani or Jake or Trig because I know Nuck coming. Nuck and he might have Shad with him. I don't know. I have to see if Trig works some shit out with Shad or whatever like that. But I just got a feeling these motherfuckers is plotting. And these niggas better go about their motherfucking business. All I know. Because if something happened to Bay, I'm telling you right now, it's going to be a whole problem. An entire problem. So after that, Trig and Imani come back and they walk in and, Trig's like, I don't know how to talk to these women, what are we supposed to do now? And she was like, I don't know. And he's like, you don't know. And he was like, I don't know how to talk to these women. She was like, you talk to them like you talk to any other human being, you know what I'm saying? And he was like, so how you want to do this? And she was like, well, we can start by introducing ourselves or whatever. And so, they proceed to, go through the house and stuff like that and open up, unlock the doors that, because they had all the girls in there, locked up, usually in those like trap houses like that, when they doing the sex trafficking, they usually have the girls locked in there with the lockers on the outside of the door so they can't get out. So they go through the different rooms, and we just see all these girls. It's just like you know, in these like messed up rooms and stuff like that with all these, you could tell it's like a horrible condition that they was living in because they didn't even fix the house up. Um, it was just it was a trap house. It's messed up. It's holes all on the wall and all type of stuff. And the girls just looked like they had ate and shit. Some of them like they was eating a lot though. I ain't gonna hold you, but they just look like they've been through it and they have been through it. You know what I'm saying? So it was like a lot of rooms and a lot of girls in there. And at first, they were like, you sending us, out of here with no place to go and stuff like that. Like, I'm not trying to go to no shelter where people just gonna tell us what to do and when to come and go, whatever. So, and like we don't want to be homeless or whatever. And so tricking them is trying to assure them like ain't nobody gonna be homeless. What the band, the shelter, they got a room there, but you gotta have a kid that's under the age of 15 or whatever. What the band. And so there's like, it's always somebody, light and bright trying to come in and trying to make some shit better. And, they was just real, just, it's changed. So, they, and they feelings like, yeah, we had it bad here, but at least we had somewhere to go. And, they was like, you don't have family you can stay with. It was like, we don't have no family. We don't have nowhere to go or whatever like that. So now, Trigger and Amani is dealing with this issue. So ultimately, they come up with the idea to give them the house or whatever. And one of the girls was like, that, that's a good idea, whatever like that, and a bitch do know her way around some drywall, whatever like that. So, she started looking around or whatever like that. And so they end up, giving them the house. So later on, we see, still staying on Trigger and Amani, we see Imani, go into Trinity's room, and Trig finds her, and she's like, they say that this used to be Trinity's room or whatever, and Trig was like, yeah, her spirit ain't left or whatever, and so Imani breaks down, and she's like, I just wish she could have seen this, and out the bam and stuff like that, and so Imani, Trig is like, what if we called it Trinity House? And she was like, that's perfect or whatever. And so, she had Trinity's necklace and she put it up on the something that was hanging from the ceiling, I think. And after that, we seen her later, and she was getting some clothes together to take over to the girls. And Trig walks in and he tells her that, he had to go see, that he was going to meet her over there because he had to go see Jamal and Sherry or whatever her name is, because they having issues or whatever. And she's like, well, just make sure you don't come back with another black guy or whatever. And he was like, they're cool. Just, they, trying to work on some things or whatever. And she was like, okay. And, they start, kissing or whatever and, hugging up on each other. And then Jake walks in and he's like, can I get some money? And, Trig's like, can you get a job? I was like, you know what? And he was like, can you at least tell me what the money is for? And he was like, I want to surprise Gemma with tickets to the spring fling or whatever. And he was like, how much the tickets? He was like, 45 a piece. He was like, 45 a piece, okay. And he, went on and gave him the money, whatever. And Imani's like, look at you trying to be romantic. I was like, I know, Jake. I don't care what nobody say. I like it. Look, Team Gemma and Jake. I don't care what nobody say. It is what it is. Y'all can be in y'all better ass feelings if y'all want to. It is what it is. I'm here for it. Anyway, she was like, can you even dance? He was like, yeah, I can dance. She was like, I bet you don't know how to step. And Check was like, that's because I'm not 42 and we can't listen to Step in the Name of Love no more. Anyway, I said, you know what? Jake, get on my y'all can say what y'all want about Jake, but that boy is hilarious. I don't care what nobody say. I said, you know what? I'm so tired of you. And so then, you know, Trick was like, that's so disrespectful. Talk about some damn 42. Anybody that's 42 up in this bitch. And so, and so, he grabbed Mighty hand, whatever, and they started stepping or whatever like that, showing my dance. Mighty like, let's show him how to step. Let's show him how to step with me. Girl, child, when I tell you this was my favorite scene of this episode, like, y'all didn't understand. Like, in Chicago, for those of us that are from Chicago, stepping is like a rite of passage. It is like I don't even know how to explain it. You know what I'm saying? It it don't get no more Chicago than that. That's how I put it. It don't. And for them to incorporate that in this show, like I've noticed that this season has been very, very Chicago, and I love it. And so they started dancing over like that, and Imani was getting it. I was like, you better get it, girl. And then when she went around and did that dip, I said, girl, I said, Imani, you better dip. You better fucking dip. I said, she was getting it, boy. I said, and then I said, who fucked around and taught Bay how to step? I said, nah, Luke. Because he was getting it too. I said, oh, shit. They didn't fuck around and taught Bay how to step. Lord Jesus. They didn't taught Bay how to step. I said, oh, shit. I love this entire scene. This is my scene, y'all. But anyway. So we get to Jake and Papa at Smokey's, and he asked him what he was doing or whatever. He was like, I'm, cutting this stuff out because he was cutting out some pictures of Maisha. He was like, I'm putting together something so that I can, win her back. You know what I'm saying? Like that. And he was like, you'll never catch me doing no shit like that for a bitch or whatever like that. And Papa was like, you want me to text at the gym? He was like, it's like that. Wow. He was like, look, I'm all for following your heart or whatever like that. But y'all ain't have to do Kevin like that. And he was like, I follow my heart. And he was like, just make sure, she don't break yours. You know what I'm saying? And so, Jake kind of, thought for a minute or whatever like that. And so later on, we see, Papa, give him some pointers like, what you think I need or whatever like that. He was like, well, just get her something to let her know that you care or whatever like that, and that you pay attention to the details and stuff like that, like what's her love language or whatever like that. And he was like, I don't even know what love languages are. And he was like, you better learn, you know what I'm saying? Because, you could love a woman all you want, but you don't love her like she want to be loved, it ain't going to matter or whatever. And he was like, how you giving the rest of the advice that you just got done? I said, you know what, Jake, you get on my nerves. And so he was like, here, just get her this and we'll have to bam. And he was like, okay, Papa. He gave her some flowers and all that stuff. And he was like, okay. And so later on, we see Jake and Gemma at, his house. And, they're chilling on the couch or whatever. And he's smoking weed. And he hands it to her. And she tries it. And she starts coughing. And he was like, you okay? She was like, yeah, you just did it wrong or whatever. So then she tries it again. And this time she does it right. And, Jake was like, yeah, that's like, you know what I'm saying? And, he leans in and he kisses her or whatever. And then later on, you see them walk into his bedroom. And she's like, what do you want to do in your bedroom? And he was like, whatever you want to do. And she was like, oh, okay. And he was like, close your eyes. And she was like, why? She said, just close your eyes. So she closed her eyes and he opened the door and he had this poster up and it was like, I'm sprung on you. And, it was really cute or whatever. I was like, oh, look at Jake. You know what I'm saying? And so she was like, babe, I love it without the bam. And he was like, would you go with me to the spring fling? And she was like, I'd love to or whatever. And I was like, oh, what I'm saying? So then they started dancing. And I'm still trying to find this song that they were dancing to because I love this song. And it's by Danny or something like that. And the name of the song is The Idea of Love or whatever. But I love the song and I was trying to find it. And I was mad as hell that I couldn't find it. But anyway, they started dancing or whatever. And it was so cute. And that was it or whatever. Now, I think I've covered everything that happened in this episode. If I forgot something, y'all let me know. But I think I covered, everybody's situation and everything that they went through. So like I always do, at the end of all my videos, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And make sure you hit that notification bell so you can get my videos when they drop. And I will see y'all next time for episode 8.